Hi there again. Here's my updated review of the Triumph Speed Triple 1050 on a 2012 reg. I've done about 4,000 miles on it now, I think. And absolutely best bike I've ever owned. Has had a bit of work done to it. New brakes, disc and pads, tyres, the 10-arm spring thing on the clutch, fork seals, exhaust, suspension set up at Weardale Racing. So not much. But that being said, I'm thinking of upgrading at some point soon, but I'm not sure what to upgrade to for the money. I've got Road 6 tyres on. But yeah, absolute piece of machinery. You know, it's fast, it's comfy, it's pretty refined. Gearbox is a little bit agricultural, but everything about it is very, very nice, especially for the money compared to today's kind of bikes. You know, there's some expensive ones there. Nice ones, I guess, but expensive. But yeah, let's go for a ride and have a chat. Get my gloves on first, I should have done that earlier. So yeah, it has got the Scorpion end can on with no baffling, because I'm a hooligan. So 29,851 miles. And in a couple of weeks I'm going to do the NC500. So it'll have about 1,500 more miles on, no doubt. Got my keys, got my wallet. Just had a chat with these two gents here, they were a barrel of laughs. But yeah, the torque on the bike is great. The only thing I find with it is everyone compares it to the Street Triple and says the torque is night and day difference, but I don't know. I like bringing the neck of a bike, like now. Yeah, so sounds great. The triple engine always sounds the best if you ask me. But with all the positives of the bike, I am looking at upgrading. You know, it's probably the only bike I could say that there's no negatives for me. It's comfy, you can ride all day. It's not the comfiest bike, but you know, for the performance and stuff. What is going on there? Car boot sale. Yeah, the performance of the bike is good. It's comfy, you know, its brakes are good. I'm just after something a bit more playful, I think. Because everyone talks about the torque, oh, you know, you can be in this gear and do this and do that, but I don't know, I like bringing the neck of it, and if I'm going to bring the neck of it, why not have something that's a bit more playful at the top end. Now this has got a red line of 10,000, but you know, the Street Triple 765 RS is about 14,000 maybe. What are you doing? Get past this car. But yeah, the power of the bike is great. If I did sell it, I think I would regret it, but I can't afford two bikes at the minute, and I want a general bike that's going to be, you know, the best sort of daily rider. You know, maybe an odd track day, or you know, out an hour or two out riding. So my list at the moment is the S1000R, the 765 RS, but the 2020, or the newer version of this itself, so the, I don't know, 2017 1050R, better suspension, a little bit lighter, a bit more power. Because like I say, I love this bike. It has got the torque. I'm in, I don't know what gear I'm in, third gear, and you pull and it's got some ready to go. But I don't know, you still want to be in third and fourth gear at least most places, and you got to wring its neck to really keep up with someone on a KTM 890 Duke or the Street Triple. You got to wring its neck, so why not have something? The Street Triple 765 RS, I think, is 30 kilos lighter, maybe even a little bit more. So it's one of them things, I don't know. So I mean, I'm supposed to be reviewing this bike, but I'm trying to tell you which one I'm going to buy next. But yeah, this bike is great. It's put these aftermarket mirrors on. They're quite similar to the new ones that you get, but they're just from eBay or Amazon, £30. You know, you can actually see a hell of a lot, because normally everyone gets these little bar end mirrors and you can't see anything, but these ones have been a great addition, and it makes it look a lot more modern. It makes it look like the 2016 facelift version. But yeah, I would say if you had sort of £4 grand, I don't see you getting a better bike for the money than this. You can pick these up, depends if you care about mileage or not, but anywhere from £2,500 to sort of £4,000. Once you're in the £4,000, you know, you can get the 2016 version, which is obviously a little bit of a facelift, better lights, dashboard and stuff, and I'd definitely look at that. But you know, I think £3.5 grand maybe picks you up a 2013 or 14 with 20,000 miles on. And I don't think you should be scared of mileage, because these engines are pretty bulletproof. They've been around for a long time. You know, they have a few bits and bobs wrong with them, but nothing crazy. Hello. But yeah, so as I can't afford two bikes, I'd have to sell this and put some money towards another bike. But you know, I'm sort of a Triumph fanboy, which I've sort of found out recently. Most of their bikes I like. I mean, I love the Street Triple RS, that is. I really like the Speed Twin RS, like the retro kind of bike, but again, they're very expensive bikes. I want a touring bike too to take my other half on. We've rode a Tiger 1050, it was too cramped. We rode a Versys 1000, that was really nice actually for a bike with a pillion. You know, I don't think she'd want to go on the back of this. But yeah, listen to the soundtrack. Yeah, the bike sounds phenomenal. Proper hooligan machine, bit obnoxious, but it is comfy and refined. I mean, like I say, you're not winning any track days, and you're not going to be the fastest bike on, I don't know, Helmsley Road, that type of thing. But you're going to have fun and you're going to be comfy while you're doing it, which you can't complain at, which is what makes you want to keep it. But I don't know, it's I really need to test ride a few. But if you've got any idea of bikes that are similar to this and you're watching this video, please let me know, because I've had a look on Auto Trader, Facebook Marketplace, and yeah, you can't really get much for the money. There's got the looks, the style, the sound. I mean, the triple engine is hard to beat, really hard to beat. And that's what kind of rules out, not rules out, but the S1000R, the 2017 one with the up and down quick shifter, it rules it out because the sound is just nothing compared to this. And sound is a big part for me, because, you know, you just, if you're having a slow ride, you want to at least enjoy the sound of the bike. And not that the S1000R sounds bad, it just doesn't sound as good as this. Got a brother in the mirror. Now the Street Triple is obviously a lot lighter, better on fuel, more modern, up and down quick shifter, TFT dashboard, lighter, and it's very similar seating position to this. Who was that? And therefore that is, and honestly that's the bike that got me into riding. Me and a friend at college used to watch YouTube videos on the back of the class of Street Triples and MT-07s and all that sort of stuff. And the Street Triple, the 2017 one, really made me want to do our tests, and so we did it. Couldn't afford one. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I suppose if you're a bit more sensible and don't want to be on the beans everywhere, this is the perfect bike for that money. Like £4,000 is a lot of money to some, it's a lot of money to me, but I don't know, you know, new bikes nowadays are what, 12, 14, 15? I mean, you can get a Hornet SP for 10 grand, but holy shit, you can get 2 of these and something else for that. I don't think it's double the fun on a Hornet as it is to this. Oh, that's lovely. I'm getting round a few of these. And these are the reasons you buy a motorcycle. Got brother behind me. There's a lovely Rosebery topping, if you can see that. People on top. But yeah, for the roads around here, you know, Whitby, Helmsley, Scorton, those type of twisty B roads, some A roads, this bike is great. The only thing for me now is it's a little bit outdated, but it's not outdated, it's you know, I just like a little bit more gizmos. I love the sound of a quick shifter, and I know I don't need one, but it just sounds good. It's just things like that, you know, you want a bit more up-to-dateness. I suppose, you know, if you're not bothered by that stuff, then I'd save the money and stick with this one. But there's so many bike options out there, but again, just for the money, I wouldn't say there's that many. Anyway, I'll get through all this shit and I'll continue talking more shit later on. See ya. So I'm back through most of that. Oh, I should be at a dusty mare, like. Out, clear, go. That was definitely 40, officer. But yeah, in general, I've had the suspension set up on this bike. I think I mentioned that earlier, by Weardale Racing. Absolutely transformed the bike. Night and day difference. If you haven't had your suspension set up by a professional, go and do it. You know, I bought the bike, rode it home, thought, oh, it's the best bike I've ever rode, loved it. Think, oh, it's amazing, I'll just ride it how it was. It might have been set up for someone else, or it might be stock from the factory. Took it to Weardale Racing, got it set up. And oh my god, the ride home, it was like the bike is your bike after that. I know it sounds ridiculous and a bit cliche, but it's the best. I mean, I paid £50, I think, and it's the best £50 I've ever spent. Don't get an exhaust, don't do this, don't do that. Go and get your suspension set up. You know, you adjust all your levers. I mean, I know everyone normally does that themselves anyway, but he gets it bang on right for you. He used to race at the TT, so I think he knows a thing or two what he's doing. But after that, the bike feels perfect. It feels symmetrical is the word. Not harsh, not soft. You know, I'm not saying get it set up for a racetrack. You're getting it set up for a British road, which is gravelly, full of potholes, some nice bits, but you know, it doesn't crash or bang, or it's not trying to buck you off. It's set up, you hit a pothole, both of your front and rear suspension does the same thing. Makes the bike feel 10 times smoother, more stable, predictable, and like I say, yeah, and if you need to adjust it after that, you know, you can just ring him up and he'll tell you what to do, or you can even drop back in and he'll do it again. I think free of charge once you've paid him the first time. But yeah, that is the first thing I'd recommend on any bike, is just get it set up. So yeah, speaking of those pops and bangs, fuel economy is terrible, but I think it's because I'm a child and like to hear them a lot. Very rarely am I in top gear, 5th gear, 6th gear. But I think I average about, I don't know, 37 mpg or something. And you don't buy a bike for miles per gallon, I wouldn't say, unless you're commuting. But you wouldn't buy a 1050 if you're commuting, I wouldn't say. Obviously it is an old engine, it isn't the most fuel efficient, some better out there, but it does the job if you're gentle on the throttle. came up for a little bit there. See what I find too, just like there, so I use first gear quite a lot. I think that was first gear. I mean, no one right there can argue that it is not a quick bike. And it feels good once you move it in the corners, you don't realise that it's heavy. And that goes to most bikes, but it is heavy, and I think you don't realise unless you did that bend there, those roads, and then got on, I don't know, a 40 kilo lighter bike, you'd go, oh, that's actually quite heavy. Now it wears it well, it does, but I don't know, I'm really after something a little bit more light and fun, and I'll probably regret it the second I sell this and buy it. Well, that gives me an excuse to buy another one, I guess. But yeah, in my opinion, probably one of the best all-round bikes you can buy. Now I've owned a Daytona 600, FZ6, Tiger 1050, a GSXR 750, and now this, I think. All in the space of sort of 4 years. And this is by far the best of those. And I've rode a few extra. I've rode a Versys 1000, BMW K 1600 or 1400, 1200, can't remember. A GS 1200, a K 1200S, Tracer 9, Versys 1000, BMW F800R. Now that's a bike that's interesting. The F800R, it's quite an older bike now, but that was one of the most planted bikes I've rode, which is what put me onto the S1000, because I thought, well, it's a similar bike but more power, different engine, but if it can feel something like that, that'd be nice. But yeah, I've rode all those bikes, and the Tracer 900 GT is probably tops this in one way. This definitely feels a bit sporty, but that Tracer is a great daily bike. You know, it's got all the sportiness and the comfort and stuff. The boys. Yeah, it's got the comfort. It's got the quick shifter, cruise control, all that stuff. Again, much more than this costs. But yeah, this is probably one of the best bikes you can buy for sub £4,000. I dare say the best bike. Again, it depends what you know, if you just like cruising along, then no, maybe get, I don't know, some kind of twin, an SV650, or even some of the KTMs. M118D, I don't think so, buddy. Again, I'm sat at 6,000 RPM there, and I probably should be in the next gear, but I want to have the power ready. Which everyone blabs on about the torque, and it is torquey, but I don't know. I still wring the neck of it anyway, so does the torque matter so much? I don't know. I know this is a long review, and I know most of you probably won't watch this far. And most of the time I've talked about buying other bikes, but don't buy this one. Do it. Buy it. Anyway, I'm going to go quiet now, I think, and just try and isolate the bike noise for the rest of the ride. But hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to do some more POV views, just videos, just no talking, stuff like that. I'm going to review a few more bikes, that kind of thing. But yeah, see ya. Thanks for watching.